Afternoon, once again, Professor Doom here. So I want to talk to you guys really quick about this lung pneumonia situation. We have some of the very first cases being reported out of Ohio. And of course, there has been other cases around the world that are being reported. And of course, the parents in some of the locations in the United States are worried that this is coming from places like China or such. Okay. So I'm going to actually end up taking you to a article that was written up in 2015. And now there's a reason why I'm going to take you back to 2015. I want to show you what has been reported on November 2nd before I take you back to that article of 2015. Let's take a look at this. This before we get too deep into this video, that this could be absolutely nothing. But then again, it could be the answer that we are seeking about this current situation. Now, this is the third release of what they're calling treated radioactive wastewater. That's what they're calling it. We don't know if that's actually the case, because there have been so many corporations over the years that absolutely don't care about anybody's health, releasing pollutants into drinking water, into other locations that affect the groundwater. So do we really believe that they have our health and our well-being in mind? I don't believe that. But if you take a look, Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant starts third release of treated radioactive wastewater into the oceans, into the sea. And you know what's really interesting about this is that there are so many storms going on right now, so many cyclones, typhoons, hurricanes, and everything. And, you know, what do you expect with all that? Do you expect the currents to be just rushing this radioactivity off to different locations away from Japan? Well, let's take a look exactly what they're saying. When did this happen? When does this latest release happen? November the 2nd. Just roughly 1 month ago. And when did these cases start popping up? Just a couple of weeks ago. Well, not too long after the release of this radioactivity, right? Well, let's take a look at this article dated from 2015. And then we'll sink our teeth into what they're telling us. And, well, here, I'll just show you. Two things to speak about this article right here. One is that it has been scrubbed from the internet, and the only place really to find it is on the Wayback Machine. Two is what you're going to read here is about dolphins washing up on the shores of Fukushima area of Japan, and they have a certain, well, you're going to see. And the thing is, well, dolphins don't really suffer from pneumonia, do they? But there's something interesting about their condition when they washed up, and what was discovered about their symptoms after they were washed up. Let's take a look at the article. Japan scientist says, I have never seen this before. White lungs found in dolphins that died during mass stranding near Fukushima, an eruption of blood supply leading to death of tissue. And this disease has been linked to radiation exposure. Okay, think about this a second. Fukushima releases radioactive water into the ocean November 2nd. A few weeks later, all of a sudden, there's a white lung syndrome that has been affecting all over the world. Now, is this tied in with each other? I'm going to leave you guys links to the article right here because it's kind of, well, it's translated from Japanese, so it's kind of a broken English translation. According to National Science Museum, most of the inspected 17 dolphins had their lungs in an ischemia state. The chief of the researching team stated most of the lungs looked entirely white. Internal organs were generally clean without any symptoms of disease or infection, but most of the lungs, of course, like I just said, entirely white. And she says, I have never seen such a state. She's never seen it. Dolphins wash up in the Fukushima area where there is radiation leaking into the ocean around that area. November 2nd of this year, Fukushima Daiichi releases radioactive water into the ocean, into the sea. And then all of a sudden, all around the world, there's these cases of white lung pneumonia. Now, if you had a dolphin that had the same kind of biology as a human did, well, could you say that those white lungs were associated with some kind of pneumonia symptom? Well, we don't know, because the only reports that came out about the research of these dolphins is that they suffered from having dead tissued lungs, and they were entirely white. That's what we have. Is this linked, this radiation, to the syndrome we're seeing with kids and other people with these white lungs? Well, the only thing that we really have so far is one, dolphins washing up ashore with white lungs. Two, the fact that Fukushima Daiichi just released more radioactive water into the ocean November 2nd, not too long before the first reports of this white lung syndrome. Now, I'll let you guys be the judge of that, and you guys put your comments in the comment section and let me know what you think. And I'll put all these links in the description box for you. Thank you, everybody.